Squad. Geek Squad. Geek Squad. Geek Squad. Geek Squad. Geek Squad. Geek Squad.
Hello and good evening. It's a Tuesday and at 7 p.m., a few minutes after 7 p.m., we talk tech on Joy FM, Joy 99.7 FM, just in case you didn't know. The show is Geek Squad and it's brought to you by MTN. Choose your own bundle your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. Just dial *138# and enjoy bundles that don't expire. We're live on Facebook and YouTube as well. So if you don't have a radio, you're millennial or Gen Z who's used to buying data rather than tuning to 99.7. You can find us on Facebook at Joy997FM, on Twitter at Joy997FM, and on YouTube, Joy997FM as well. And you can tweet at us on this show with the hashtag JoyGeekSquad. And also, if you want to talk to geeks and have a conversation around technology, we also have a Telegram page, which is t.me/JoyGeekSquad, or you could just search for Joy Geek Squad in Telegram. Now, with all that introduction done, today we are talking about something that happened exactly 7 days ago from today, which was when the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoudou Bawumia, went to give a talk at Ashesi University in Brekusu. It was about digitalization, yes. And how important is it? And how far has Ghana come? And we're going to do a breakdown of our efforts. As a tech show, we are supposed to be very excited about this, aren't we? And I'm talking to Winston and Michael, my regular.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yes. Oh, we. It was an interesting thing. Sorry, we just paused for dramatic effect. Sorry.
Michael is staring into space. I'm wondering why.
I mean, that's the final goal of digitization, isn't it? To enable us to just casually travel to space. So I'm excited.
I think that's an Elon Musk thing more than because he's looking. Yeah, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. They're looking at casual. Oh yes, not forgetting Sir Richard Branson.
Yeah.
Yeah, these three are thinking about casually striding into space.
But they are all based on nice, solid digital platforms. So now that we are building ours, I mean,
Eventually, we'll get there.
yeah.
With the help of Kantanka, obviously.
Are we using a space ladder for that one? Or a space elevator?
And on that bombshell, let's start. And this conversation is going to be very interactive. We'd like to get your WhatsApp messages on anything we're talking about now, your observations, your opinions. You can send them to 055 111 997. It's 055 1111 997. 055 1111 997. So yes, digitalization. There's a difference between digitalization and digitization. I've seen people throw around these two words interchangeably, and I mean, you could pardon them for making that mistake. Winston, Michael, welcome.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. So before we get into the conversation proper, I think I've seen too many people throw around digitization and digitalization, and I think we need to clarify.
Yeah.
Digitization first. What is the
Of looking at it, yeah, basically scanning something. In fact, scanning is a form of digitization. You take a picture, and now it is stored in digital form. You take a picture, you scan a document, you take a photograph. Once it's in literally in digital form, once you have to use a phone or a computer or any piece of
digital
technology
device?
to view it or to access it, it has been digitized. Typing up your weekly reports, that is digitization. That is what it is.
So basically, taking anything from the physical world into the digital world is digitization.
Exactly.
So yes,
Matrix.
burning that music onto the CD, you've digitized it. Like Michael said, scanning that document, you've digitized it. Scanning that photo, that old black and white photo, you've digitized it. Last one.
Very broadly, even sending a fax for the 5 people that still don't know what that is.
You know what? We don't want to go back that far back in history. I don't know how many people actually ever even use the fax machine.
I never got the opportunity to use it.
Yeah, that's why it's very, it's curious.
I
Yeah.
did. I hated it. I'm so happy that scanning is mainstream now.
Okay, now digitalization. Winston.
So, digitalization basically taking the digitized data, information, and obtaining results from it. So, digitization is naturally the first step in digitalization.
Right.
Digitalization encompasses digitization and then the results that you obtain from actively working that information that you have. So, for instance, Michael said scanning. So,
Yes.
you scanned the document. This is a very low budget way to talk about this, but basically, the document that you scanned, let's say it was a contract, right? It's a contract for you to, and then you signed it and then you sent it to the other side. Basically, there has been a digitalization process in your obtaining whatever revenue that you wanted because you digitized the data, sent it to someone else, person saw whatever pitch benefit of it, signed it off, sent it back to you, and then you are able to re-affect the real world. So digitalization is a loop. We take something from the real world, turn it digital, learn from it, use it to understand certain things, and then implement it for it to come back to affect the real world. So it has kind of like a loop thing going on.
Right. So, in summary,
Yes.
digitalization is just basically taking all the digitized stuff and using it to improve
Our lives.
our lives.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as far as we are concerned, everything digital is capable of improving our lives.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. I mean, every digital hammer can drive a digital nail
Yes.
into a wall
Technology is neither good nor bad.
until you decide to use it for bad, which could
Oh.
in turn be good
Yeah.
sometimes. Like when you go and hack NASA and they get hired by NASA.
Does that really happen?
I'm
though?
not saying go do that.
But does that really be happening?
Well, now no.
Yeah,
In the
now I
beginning,
really-
when hacking was more of a talent
yeah.
than an acquired skill that anybody like Fita. Now, yeah. I mean, no offense to any hacker out there. I'm not saying that hacking has now become like fitting, but I'm saying when it was more specialized, if you did hack some high level
Yeah.
something, you could get it.
So basically, it's more accessible now.
Yes. Okay.
So
Now-
you go to jail if you hack now.
Yeah, you will go to jail if you hack.
We are just saying, we are just putting it out there. That
Don't-
job you are hoping to get
Yeah,
by hacking
no,
Apple,
don't
yeah, it's
do
not
it.
gonna happen.
Don't do it. Do a bug hunt and then report the bug. And
That
you get rewarded.
money. Yeah, you get
Yes,
money.
don't hack. Now, first step in the digitalization agenda of Ghana, and it seems something that a lot of people are talking about right now, is the Ghana card. And I'm looking at Michael while saying this because you are the authority in this room right now to give us the best information firsthand on the Ghana card. So, Michael, stop staring into space. You're not Elon Musk.
Like I'm trying. Like I meant by sound waves over the air. I'm trying to demonstrate it properly that I am jamming my eye from this conversation. But let's go on.
What on earth is a Ghana card and how important is it to us?
So, the Ghana card is basically, one would call it your digital passport, but it is more than that. It is literally your identity made digital, so to speak.
Right.
When you registered for the Ghana card,
So your ID card digitized.
essentially, not you. It's more than just your ID card digitized.
Right.
It is you as a person, your identity digitized. Short of your DNA, which is literally the last line in making you you.
Mm.
This is what says that you as a person,
Mhm.
be you a twin or part of a sextuplet or a non-tuplet, it doesn't matter. You as a person, as an individual, the Ghana card says that you are who you say you are and can be checked and verified from literally anywhere in the world if NIA decides that that is where they want to extend their mandate.
Right.
That is essentially it. It is your digital key to say that this is who I am anywhere in the world.
So it's your unique identifier.
Yep.
So with a Ghana card,
For the geeks out there, it is your MAC address.
but MAC addresses can be changed.
With a lot of work, I'm sure. Never mind. Now you continue.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That would have taken a very quick tangent.
Yes.
But yes, what Michael said. So it's not for the geeks out there because the geeks can't change their MAC address.
No, please don't.
No, considering that 007 can change his identity wherever he goes.
Does he though?
Kind of does.
Secret agents can change their identity. So
I mean,
Actually-
if not James Bond, then Jason Bourne.
okay,
No,
yes.
but actually, it makes a point. Now, it's actually a good, important point.
Mhm.
So, all of you who watch those spy movies, James
Yes.
Bond, Jason Bourne, Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible, all that. James Bond is the closest we have to what could be turned as reality, even though it is still far off in the world. But and if you saw the last James Bond, you will realize that the person is always different. The 007 code is assigned to each person, but the person James Bond is an individual on his own. Now, if James Bond goes anywhere in the world, as is the new regime that's now being pushed out, Ghana card, international passport, all of that, he goes anywhere and produces a passport to say that, oh, I am James Bland. But then you have as long as a passport exists of you being James Bond, and you've gone anywhere else in the world with that passport, the moment you go to that same place again with a new passport, completely different immigration agent, the moment you present that passport, you'll be caught straight away because you are now part of a database. In fact, most modern spies can't use those traditional methods anymore. They have to go in as themselves. There's no secret special code names with passports full of drawers full of passports and $100 bills and £100 bills and no. Those things don't exist anymore because they do not work. The way the world is connected now, much like how the Ghana card is connected to a lot of other facets of our lives, you cannot go and pretend to be someone else in order to do any sort of activity, state sanctioned or otherwise. So please, if you have that thing in your head from a movie, take it out.
So basically, you're saying that this is so tied to us that if you went anywhere and you presented your Ghana card, or you presented another card purporting to be you, you would be caught. Why is this so?
Because, and Winston can back me up on this, now the world runs essentially on databases. Everything is a database or something. If you thought that when you're filling your Ghana card info, or in fact when you're filling any sort of info here, that oh, they're asking for too much, who cares where my father, like what you're giving them on those papers or even now on PDF forms to submit is nothing compared to what Facebook and Google and all the most bigger social media agencies have on you as a person
For free.
for free, may I add.
No, but the Ghana card is free as well.
I mean, yeah, but like this one, you volunteered the information. They didn't even
Right.
ask you a question. I mean, once in a while, they'll ask you, hey, what do you think about this app?
I mean, some of you may have heard stories of a girl who registered, was it her Amazon, with her parents' emails and stuff, and out of nowhere, and eventually Amazon knew that she was pregnant before her parents did.
Ah, yes.
Because they were just at home, and the next thing they're like, why are we getting so much emails about buying baby stuff? Like, where from this? And then she had to come clean her, like, yeah, she's been carrying for a while. But they didn't know, as her family didn't know, but Amazon knew long ahead of time. And that was that story is 8 years old, and things have gotten far more advanced since then. So, like, it comes back to a point where the world is connected with databases, and increasingly those databases have to speak to each other. Very recently, the three of us were having a chat about buying cars and how you go around trying to make sure you're not scammed. So he said, okay, what do? We search for the car VIN, and it gives you a history. Those are databases talking to each other. The car VIN is made by the car manufacturer, and they have a list that these are all the cars we make, and they follow this number formats. And every time you search for it, it gives you this basic info as to what the car does. Okay, we are the insurance company that belongs to the first owner of the car. Now the car is on our database. If anything happens to the car, it had an accident, it had a paint, or it was involved in a traffic violation, we can still track it and add it in there. We'll add it to another database.
You know, what you're saying right now even ties into one of our digitalization points that we're going to get to. And it pains me that you're bringing it up now. So I would really love if you held that thought.
So let me cut it here. But I'm trying to illustrate the point where I hope your listeners understand that the world operates now on databases, and it's one thing to have a database on your own, but now increasingly, if it's on its own, unless it's for a specific and private and / confidential purpose, with the exception of that rule, if it's on its own, is useless. Because databases have to talk to each other, and that is a crucial factor of digitization. No one person, as is basically the history of humanity is collaboration. No one person, no one group can do everything on its own. But if everyone does things together, the experts handle their bits in whatever ways they can, and then they share the info and data as is required and as is helpful and needful made by other people, with other people. Those things build up to become something more useful and usable. So
the data that's collected for this Ghana card, what is it that makes it unique to each person? Because if it is faces, I know some. Imagine twins, identical twins. Yeah, you've collected our names, you've collected everything. How can you tell that if you're looking at the two of them, this is Kofi and this is Kofi 1, Kofi 2?
You know, even parents can do that. Even like twins.
I know some parents that had to tie a ribbon around one of the twins' hands to be able to identify them because they look too much alike.
Fair enough, but there are differences between twins.
Right.
Your irises are captured as part of They are different. Granted, to the broad human eye, you can't see those differences, but a machine can easily pick those out. Your irises are different, and even I've gone far. Your fingers, even between twins, your fingerprints are different. There's a story of someone before fingerprints were mandated. There's someone who tried to travel with he traveled with his brother's passport, and he was stopped at, I think this was Canada, and he was stopped at the border because they suspected that no, he's not who he says he is. So they stopped him at the border and grilled him thoroughly, and they dared him. He didn't consent. I think there was something at the time, fingerprints were not mandatory, so they didn't check his fingerprints, but they dared him that if they checked his fingerprints, would he come up okay? And he called their bluff that if you check my fingerprints, I am who I am. I am on the passport. They didn't check, but they were wrong not to, because as it turns out, he was a twin traveling on his brother's ID. I'm not a twin, and even I get to play that game. I won't say how, but it works for me. But that's the thing. The things that the human eyes can tell are finite, but what a machine can do given the right data, and no, the Ghana card doesn't capture your voice, and it doesn't capture your heat scan and things. Those are far advanced, and in fact they are not needed. Between your irises and your fingerprints, you have more than enough to say you are who you say.
And these are captured on the Ghana card.
They are all captured on the Ghana card.
So then with that's how come they're able to tell that you are who you say you are.
Yep.
Now with that, we'll move straight on to where.
Actually, let me put in this pointer real quick. Now, it sounds like the Ghana card has a lot on you, and indeed it does. But also do be aware that it is extremely secure. I cannot say how, and I cannot say how I know, but I can tell you that the data for the Ghana card is one of the most secure pieces of data we have in the country, if not in the sub-region. They take their job very, very seriously, especially when it comes to securing your data. I've seen, or I've heard of, or I've imagined some of the workarounds they do to get things done. We'll never know how I know, but I can assure you to some level of degree that, the stuff is locked down tight.
Right.
You don't need to now think that, but then some hacker from Argentina is going to take.
I think Israel would be the best.
I mean, we don't have any beef with Israel, but we've had several hacking runs against the Argentinians before. So I'm not calling them out. Please don't do it again.
Is it because of soccer that they are coming after us?
It was because of a ship.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, I like the fact that you mentioned the traveling with one person's passport, and we heard the vice president say that the Ghana card was going to be used as an e-passport. Now, for those who don't know what an e-passport is, we know, here E means electronic, right? But e-passports, what happens to our actual passports? And first off, why an e-passport? Why would a Ghana card be used as an e-passport?
Well, because it's, like I said, databases, secure databases talking to each other mean that information travels freely, quicker, more secure, and more accessible to those that require it. And it was built into the Ghana card from the start. It was designed to be an e-passport as one of the core design bases. And it wasn't just a case of Ghana sitting down thinking, oh, we want our new Ghana card to have e-passport capabilities because it's a cool thing. It was actually agreed upon with ECOWAS. ECOWAS has an e-passport standard to which the Ghana card is a member, and that standard can be expanded upon and apply in even other countries beyond ECOWAS.
Yeah.
Which was actually my question.
Which is actually something that they're working on, because I read that they're working with International Civil Aviation Authorities.
Yeah, the ICAO standard.
Yep.
In fact, the way the data is captured for the Ghana card follows that standard, the International Civil Aviation Authorities standard, the ICAO standard. Is the exact same way, in order to make sure that if we want to use this database or use this data for other things like an international e-passport, we don't now have to do the thing again, like, oh, you guys didn't capture this data properly, you didn't do that properly. No, from the beginning it was decided that for this thing to function as well as possible, you have to make sure that all the international standards and everything that the world does, we do here. You can't just design in a vacuum and hope for the best, because standards are sitting on the side waiting for you. Meet them and everything falls into place. So the passport thing, it was there from the start. In fact, you can use your Ghana card when the borders are open to literally cross between Ghana and Nigeria and Burkina Faso. I say Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, and Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso, no problem at all, because they are all signed on to it. Those of you who traveled before the lockdown and with their Ghana card can attest to this. It works now. It's not like, oh, it may happen. It works right now.
So how would they deal with passports? A message from Bila, who sent us on WhatsApp right now. E-passports and visas. You know, with your current passport, you go and get your stamp. Boom. That's your visa. Now I have my Ghana card. They're going to stamp my Ghana card with a visa. Or they're going to upload it.
Why have a physical stamp when it can be an e-stamp? You literally go through the entire process as always, and then when it's time to collect or not collect your passport, you literally go put it into a machine, and it's just digitally signed and says you have it, you don't have it. The same way it always does, as opposed to now having a whole thick book that you now have to keep stamping, and then if you're a frequent flyer, you now have to find more pages and go get a new passport and start stamping that as well.
And then stapling them together.
Yeah, and literally, and the passports that are signed onto the e-passport initiative by ICAO literally do have a literal gates that you just have a passport. If you're allowed to, you just put your card on it, beep, you're let in. Simple as. Unless you're internationally wanted, and then it will not let you in, or it will let you in, and on the other side will be a 7-foot tall policeman.
7 foot.
Yeah, with a 6-foot tall dog.
So, Winston, well, I believe if you have any questions, listeners, and you'd like to ask concerning the Ghana card, you can send us a WhatsApp message, 055 111 055 1111997. Winston, you want to ask something?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So they should speed up the e-passport process so I can go on my honeymoon. That's from Nana Kwesi. Nana Kwesi show. Yeah. Michael, since you seem to have some covert operations going on, we need that e-passport right now so that Nana Kwesi can go on his honeymoon.
I mean, Nana Kwesi, I feel for you. Oh, and congratulations. But
he didn't say he was married already.
But you can't have the honeymoon without being
married. It's in the pipeline. And on that note, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about the property addressing system, which, Winston, Yeah, I'm going to throw at you. We'll be right back.
When you can be anything, who will you become?
When you can go anywhere and never feel alone, how far will you go?
When you have the means to make your dreams real, when will you start?
When your voice can reach every ear, who will you inspire?
When your money can travel faster and further than you ever could, where will you send it?
When you can tell a story in every language, which ones will you tell?
When nothing can stop you, and everyone's behind you, and the whole world awaits you.
Don't go alone.
Go with us.
Everywhere you go.
I just got myself a new TV. Wanna watch football or new series. HD plus decoder there for me. I see I'm clear, crystal clear. Quality pictures you can't compare. Feely, 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 feely. Now you dey see I'm feely, 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 feely.
Now you dey see I'm feely, 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 feely. You dey see I'm feely, feely. HD Plus gives you control to search, pause, reverse, and record your favorite shows. Now, when you download the My HD Plus app on your mobile and link it to your HD Plus decoder, you get free data to watch TV on the go every month. Visit any multi-TV dealer or Electroland outlet to purchase an HD Plus decoder at a limited offer of 99 Ghana cedis, 99 pesos, and stay in control of your TV viewing. HD Plus, enjoy feely, feely.
And hi there, we're back. If you've been wondering what the next big thing is, then you're going to love Ayoba. I was going to say it's Geek Squad, but it's brought to you by MTN, and MTN is bringing you the next big thing, which is Ayoba. Yes, Ayoba. Ayoba is your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music all in one app for everyone. You heard it. Chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music. It's all in one app. And it's for everyone. Yes, you heard me right. You can send money through MTN Momo while you chat with your favorite vendors, with your family, with your friends, and you also get to catch up with all the latest trends on various channels. You can play games, you can listen to music, and you can do so much more, all in the comfort of one app. I mean, why do you want to have multiple apps for everything when you can have one app to rule them all? And that app is Ayoba. Download the Ayoba app now on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store and enjoy a whole new way to communicate and have fun. Remember, Ayoba is available to all networks, but if you're on MTN, you're lucky because you get to enjoy it at no data cost. Zero. Hurry now, download Ayoba. Ayoba is made in Africa for the world. That's why it's called Ayoba and not that one that is green with the telephone on top. You can't send money in that app, can you?
Oh yeah.
Can you play games in that app?
Yet.
You can't do it now.
Yeah,
can
you can. Yeah.
Yeah, Ayoba can do that. So download Ayoba. Now, Michael.
See?
Nana Kwesi is asking again, with the e-passport, what happens to visas? Will the payments involved be slashed?
Oh, don't bet on it.
Oh, well, that's interesting because I actually watched the event, and from my memory, our vice president, does state that when you have the Ghana card, it will serve as your visa. Like if you are Ghanaian living in a foreign country or something like that, it can serve as your visa back into the country. That is what, yeah. So yeah, to some degree, it will be slashed because you already have the card. If you have the card, you don't need to go and get a physical visa, which means that you just show the
card.
and then
So you just come in, swipe your card.
But as for visa payments to go to another country, that's not Ghana's jurisdiction. It's not. Ghana doesn't call those shots. So Nana Kwesi, I hope that answers your question.
Well, and then so The card is work. They're working on letting the card be accepted in 197 countries and 4,000 airports globally.
How many countries do you have in the world?
So it's not 200 though.
197.
Oh, there you go.
No, I just said 197. I didn't count the country.
Mm.
Well, that's a quick, general knowledge question. So property address system, aka Ghana Post GPS.
Yeah.
We've seen there's been the integration of Ghana's digital address system into Google Map. It started. I've started seeing some codes when you search for certain places. You see some codes attached to those locations. If you open your Google Maps, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's not your what do you call it? Your longitude. It's not your coordinates. These are specific codes, and this is supposed to help people find their way around, right? The addressing system. Me, for instance, my area, I don't have a street name. Maybe they should consider putting my name on my street. I don't have a street name. I don't have the name. The lane that leads to the road that leads to my house doesn't have a name. It's all generalized. So, is this going to do something, Winston? First off, how important is a property addressing system?
On a digital scale, so it's very interesting. I actually did one of my courses back in the university was remote sensing, and this also takes into consideration capturing of GPS coordinates and stuff like that. So address systems ideally are the fastest way to ascertain where you are going in terms of giving directions. I mean, even the president made a joke about it, where when you are trying to get directions in Ghana, you use landmarks, popular landmarks. If the person doesn't live in that area, sorry, you direct him to a way and be like, "Udua now be Saobi." Yeah, that's how we're doing. But we are now going with the presumption that everybody is using a smartphone. So if you want to get to a particular location, once you have the person's about unique identification number or code, you would be directed straight to that house. So yes, it is important in terms of finding your way around. Ubers, all apps that the ride sharing apps, and even by extension letting health workers or even security personnel find their way to your home. Ideally, in case of an emergency, ideally it should work. And the president talked about the merger with Google. Vice President talked about. So the funny thing, he was standing in for the president apparently, but yeah. So, or he was mandated. Never mind. But the issue with Ghana Post here. Sorry. Maybe I'm going to come off as the negative person in it, but we in the tech community know the story behind the hidden stories behind the Ghana Post, how it came into being, and all. I mean, all the hoops it had to go through, all the challenges, all the things that happened, positive or negative, that happened before it came into being. Certain people back then made their assertion, me inclusive. In 2016, 2017, Google went to Nigeria to do the proper mapping, where they had their cars to do the proper distancing and everything. And people were like, why didn't Ghana extend that invitation to Google to come do it in Ghana and everything? Google's presence in Ghana has been on the low end now, all that stuff. But I will say this Ghana Post being merged with Google Maps is really it's a great thing. It's a great thing. The question here is, I don't have the stats, but how many people know their digital addresses and will be able to share it?
Well, I think if it's plugged into,
you can
Google
get that
Maps,
information
from Google
yes.
Maps.
Now, how robust is the mapping system? Even Google Maps in Ghana is not always the best.
Well,
it's not. You all of us here have had experiences where
I still have that experience. If you're coming to my house, it will always give you the wrong route.
Google Maps takes us awry most of the time.
Well, it's not its fault.
It's not its fault because the information that it has.
We don't plan.
It's
our
not
cities.
Imagine if you use Apple Maps.
Oh my!
Probably drive onto Spikey's roof.
which
yeah.
you can, which
yeah,
is funny,
yeah,
which you actually
Yeah,
can.
yeah, you drive onto Spike and still tell you you're not there.
But I mean, it's the truth of the matter is that things have to start. Progress starts from it's one step to another. So this is a good step. The digital address system. I think putting it on Google is the fastest way to get people to adopt it and people to appreciate it and actively use it. Yesterday, you and I found out what my lane was called. Aluguntugui or something like that. You and I found out yesterday. And that was very interesting for me. I didn't know that.
Well, where your actual house is.
Yeah.
Going to be.
The lane or something or the area. I don't know. It's called Aluguntugui. I was like, okay, I'd seen mango at some other side. So we found out
I thought
yesterday.
the fruits were in East Legon, but
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting in itself. But yeah, it's good props, regardless of the history.
Actually, you know what? I'm curious. If you're listening on WhatsApp and one of our international audiences, see if what happens when you type Alungun to Green Lane on Google Maps. See what it shows.
I think I should do it myself anyway.
Yeah, here, but it's going to be biased. I want someone who's in Malaysia
it
or
doesn't
somewhere
change.
to type it up.
Oh, why? You want to hear how Malaysians, how to pronounce it?
Oh no, because sometimes you type addresses.
Oh,
and then
snap.
You just get thrown straight away.
I
to
literally,
a different country.
it's actually here.
Hello, going to be. Congratulations, you found your fruits. Now, you know, I think the most important thing, or one of the most important things when it comes to this addressing system, is being able to track people. And when I say track people, in the sense of the financial institutions.
Yes. You don't have to draw maps anymore.
See, I really
I abhor that
I
experience.
abhor it. The fact that because I can't draw to save my life.
Yeah.
I can't even draw Kofi Salanga.
See,
You want me to draw a map to my house?
I'm
I'll
not gonna
start with long roads and end up now having to you know,
manage the page.
manage
That
the
has
page.
always happened to me where I start. I'm like, oh, this distance, oh, this length is
Yeah,
makes
this is-
sense.
it's fine.
Then
Next
I'm
thing you
almost at my
know,
house. I'm like,
Then you start to compress it.
yeah,
So
but
a person starts to think that, oh, you have to go 20 kilometers.
yeah,
Well, that's actually the
it's
shortest.
it's not drawn
but-
to scale at all.
Exactly. Now, with that, and then considering that people take financial facilities from banks,
Yeah.
let's say a loan, and the bank, I think that's also influences the interest rates because they have to buffer themselves
Yeah, for any,
losses.
in case of any,
Because I can go take a loan and say, hey, I live on Aluguin to Green Street. And you can verify that by coming to visit me, and I'll be in Winston's house. And the moment I get the loan,
out.
I'll ghost.
Yeah.
see, and because you don't have that data tied to my Ghana card or anything, you don't know where I actually stay. And so you also have to buttress yourself with a higher interest rate.
Rates, yeah.
So what I read at a point in time was that a good addressing system means that you can find people.
Yeah.
And with that, it means that the risk is lowered. And with the risk lowered, that means that the interest rates would come down.
Oh yeah, the vice president actually even talked about it in his speech, where he talked about why it was even the one of the most major parts of the Ghana card, and why the Ghana card is that robust, because they know per what you've submitted, which I dare say is the only slight flaw in it, because you submit the location. There's no way. It would be interesting if you were sitting at home and as you're doing it on your laptop, it picks the location.
On your
Although,
phone.
yeah, so you would have to be like, oh, I'm sharing consent. I'm consenting to you taking my location. And then it will be able to get that information. But I mean, you can be in a cafe or something like that. That's also neither here nor there.
Well, you know, that begs the question. So, wouldn't that data, coupled with the data that was collected during the census, lead to, you know, if they share, like Michael said, share databases exchanging information, we could cross-reference them to know who was lying, who was telling the truth.
I mean, I think the census takes into consideration people being in other people's friends' homes and stuff like that. So, I mean, which lie are we coming to?
I'm talking about the lie on the Ghana card. If I lied that I'm living in Alugun,
I mean, do they come and ask you that where do you live when you are in someone's house and they are doing the census?
yeah, they actually ask if someone is living here who doesn't live with you.
Okay.
I mean, they asked a lot of questions. I can't remember.
So to be honest, I didn't experience the census. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, neither did I. But
So, Kobe Spike and Chroma, but Ghana is lacking behind the digital system. Look, even some other countries still use passports to travel. We have a lot of work. We have a lot to work on if only we want to join the digital system. How can I have my ID card in my Gmail all what I need is just to print it out. But my bank says no. That's from Douglas from DC. Hashtag my Google Pixel 3a. Yeah, that's actually, well, anybody could Photoshop it.
You can. And actually,
So that's why they probably want the physical
when
thing.
and it's important to note that the Ghana card is deeper than the database and the physical face of the card. In fact, if you look at the card, you see that it has a chip similar to a SIM card.
Yeah.
The Ghana card technically is a computer because that chip hosts space for several programs that can be run by several agencies upon your national ID. And in fact, that is a big part of what confirms that the card is authentic and your identity is authentic. So yes, I can understand the frustration of not being able to just use your photo, but that's only a part of your identification system. You need to literally put it into a reader to say that this card is authentic. But that then, like I said, security measure and also just feature strength feature. Oh, I
So
repeat myself.
I think someone Googled Aluguintugui.
So I will neither confirm nor deny if the person is right. So
that's Atto from Sweden, yeah.
yeah, so I'll
So
neither
your
confirm.
question is answered.
So it pointed straight to Ghana is what. Is
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
when
which is-
again
that
are you
is-
going to find Aluguintugui.
You never know.
Yeah.
I just want to know that
Well,
somewhere internationally.
what's interesting
Okay,
is
to
that
be
there's
honest-
a pin there that says secret society. Now I'm looking at you like Winston.
Now, to be honest, I think Mango Street would have been a better, because like Michael said, Aluguntugui is like very Ghanaian.
Yeah.
But Mango Street, you get anywhere in the world. I mean, sometimes I've sat here and Google try to type the names of places that are supposed to be.
Yeah,
in
and you
Accra.
get showed
Yeah.
other places
Yeah,
outside of.
I mean, what am I doing in Las Vegas? I'm looking for somewhere in Accra. I'm not finding it there.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so with a digital address, that's from Nana Kwesi. I once tried to use digital address on the map to get a location, but it didn't work. Is that possible? If yes, how's it done?
So this is very interesting. I had before, like doing research before we did the show, I spoke to a number of my friends and they shared some of their experiences with the Ghana Post app and then the digital address system. And that's why I said in my submission that the ease of use would be far easier on Google because Google is more robust. Their UI is better. They've been in this game for years, so they know what they're doing. So what Ghana Post would just be like, okay, longitude this, latitude this is Aluguntugui Street.
I believe that's actually what they were doing.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. So if your experience was bad with the Ghana Post app in itself, well, they are putting all their data they've accrued in the Ghana Post app, handed
Into
it over
Google
into
Maps.
Google, and Google has embedded it, so you will probably have a better experience with Google
With
Maps.
time, because
With
I don't
time.
think
They're
it's 100%.
starting.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
now
starting up.
starting. So maybe your area is not there yet with time. So Joe from Tema is asking, can data stored on the Ghana card be changed?
Yes.
Right. So
But
what does one need?
You essentially have to swear an affidavit on the data that you're changing. And in fact, the data that you're not changing your, okay, you can't change your height, so I'll leave that out. But there are some data fields that can be changed. If you are changing them, you have to do them as it's the same similar process as though if you're doing a name change. New spouses who have been new spouses from when the Ghana card was being distributed can attest to this. It's the same thing. You swear an affidavit, you get it gazetted, you take those to the NIA, and they will change your data. If it's a legal change, it can be changed on the Ghana card. That's never been a big issue.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's even in the list of things they tell you when you go to get your Ghana card. They explain everything to you. They tell you that if there's an identity change and everything, as long as you bring the documents that prove that you've gone through the process, that's gazetting, swearing an affidavit and everything, they will make the change for you.
Well, we still have some questions, but we still have a lot of points. We're not even done.
To be honest, I watched the entire thing and we haven't even scratched the surface
No, we
of
haven't.
all the things that were said.
So, hi Joy FM. More than 50% Ghanaians don't have passports. You should think of that, not the e-passport. That's from Kwesi Agbesi.
But here's the thing, like Michael said, which is true. I've experienced the Ghana card. It's identical information that is taken for your passports that is being taken for your Ghana card, which is one of the reasons why so many people are like, why didn't they just cross over the information and stuff like that? Well, like the vice president said, back then there was no there was no homogeneous nature of all these databases that were being put together. So that's what the Ghana card is supposed to bring everything together. And like Michael said, they use these standards so that even your grandmother or any person who is living in some remote village that is able to get the Ghana card in a few years to come, if they pull it off, will have a passport. Their Ghana card is their passport. You don't now have to go and buy passport form. You don't have to go and
Hey, you can do that
you can
online
do it
now.
online. You don't have to
Yes.
pay for using Momo for anything. You had
Right.
you got it for free, and now so if apparently the number is over 15 million people have Ghana cards right now or have been signed up for the Ghana card procedure, means that there are about 15 million people that have passports potentially.
Potential passport.
Yes.
So, Roderick is asking, how, from Volta region, how can I get a Ghana card?
Mr. Expert.
Yes. Mr. Expert.
Go to your nearest NIA or district assembly office, because that's typically where the Ghana card. Sorry, that's where typically where the NIA have deployed the registration services. So your nearest district office or your nearest NIA office, and then they should be there ready to help you out. No, they used to be at the GRA offices as well, but recently they moved out.
But to add a little more to what Michael is saying, the Ghana card process has been halted. I think it goes back November 17th. I can be fact checked, but sometime next week they will come back to go through the process again. So for new registrants and people who want to
So
get
it's
their
been
cards.
halted for-
So it's been halted for about 2-3 weeks now. I think they are, because of the whole scramble to get the Ghana cards because of the full SIM registration thing that we talked about. I think they realized that the stress. So normally when they are, I think Michael can attest to this, when the Ghana card started out fresh, a lot of people were sent out to be able to make sure that there would not be long queues and everything. But over time, it's been relaxed, and now we have this huge number of people who are coming who didn't get their Ghana cards beforehand. So I think they have to pause, go back, and then gather their forces and come back in strength to come and do a new series. So and I think about next week you should be able to go to where Michael said you should go to get your Ghana card.
And guess what? Mango Street is still in Ghana.
Ooh, ooh.
Also, you have it on the Malaysians and Singaporeans. Nice.
So thank you, Ato, for helping us with that. Listen, all this Ghana card talk and all this SIM card re-registration brings us. Okay, now that's a good question from Douglas again. Why don't we have online registration of Ghana card?
I think we talked about this when we spoke to the
wasn't
representative. Oh, you weren't here. Oh, yeah, you weren't. Oh, yeah. So I don't really remember the response she gave, but you can find all our podcast recordings on Spiky.
Yes, on Google Podcast, on Apple Podcast, and on YouTube, and on Facebook. Just go and type Geek Squad, add the date, which was, I think it was 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks
Yes,
ago.
about 3 weeks ago. Or you can just search for the title of the show, which had to do with re-registration of SIM cards. So Geek Squad, re-registration of SIM cards, and you should find it.
But to give you a shoddy answer, what I remember...
No, don't give a short answer.
No, what I remember touching on was that why did they not do the process similar to the visa registration? And she mentioned that they had considered it, but I don't remember the rest. So they had considered it. But listen to the podcast, you hear the rest as to why it didn't happen.
I really, really, really wish one day would be honored by the vice president, on this show, since I like the fact he's pushing a digitalization agenda, and this is a very digital show. I mean, we've got a very huge digital footprint.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
His Excellency, if you're listening, we would really love it if you surprised us on the show.
or you can invite us to you.
Yeah, we don't mind. We can always come to you anytime, any day, anywhere. So, last question before we postpone the rest of this show to next week, because, hey, we have a lot to talk about. Does it mean the visa would be uploaded on the Ghana card, or it's going to be in a paper form? To be very honest, I don't think we have the answer to that.
Yeah, we don't know the nitty-gritties
Yes.
of that,
We
but
can-
the
we only
presumption...
know.
Yeah, the presumption, what the president said is that it would be a substitute for your visa.
Yeah, what the
Vice
vice president
president.
said.
I don't know, man. Them all be presidents, though.
Yeah, I mean, when the president's not there, he's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're pardoned.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Michael, Why is Michael smiling? Anyways, as we're about to draw the curtain on the show, Twitter will now let you pay to undo tweets and read
What?
as free news
They,
in,
they,
the,
they just
in
posted
the
it.
US.
They can keep it. I said what I said.
Why would I want to pay to undo Twitter? Come on.
Oh no.
Everyone allows you to edit something. I mean, obviously not WhatsApp. WhatsApp lets you delete and tell the other people that you've deleted something. But
It's always been counterintuitive if you ask me.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then the person's going to ask you, what did you delete?
You know the worst part is when you are in a group and you post something, and instead of doing delete for all, you
delete for me. That happened to Viola. She deleted for herself. Now I had to be taking people's phones to delete.
Oh man.
But it wasn't a big group, was it?
No. It's just,
okay.
yeah,
I'm
just
sure.
us.
Have you heard of the one that happened in the office? One. Oh, you didn't hear?
Well,
One.
I've heard the one that happened in the church group.
Okay, it's a similar story. This was an office. Early morning, and this guy sends some spicy material to the office group chat.
And
And he-
deleted for himself only.
Yeah.
And then exited the
Oh,
group.
he
I
didn't
hope.
leave, but he couldn't leave because it's an office group. We're all in there.
Right.
So he's in there. So as soon as he posted, then the administrators started messaging like, "Yo, delete this thing," and in panic he deleted it for himself. And that's just sitting in there. So now the administrators had to now start sending also some every piece of content they could find.
Just to
Motivation
push it.
quotes, like just to push it.
I mean, you could always say I was hacked. You could always say I was
I
hacked.
mean, yeah, you could be,
Well,
yeah.
the
I mean, I
word-
was hacked.
Yeah, the word is though he's in another group where you get rewarded in the biggest quotes I can find for posting
Well, yeah, so I
The
was
best-
hacked.
spicy material,
But
spicy
my
recipes.
boss is not in that group.
No.
Yeah, so
Well, I'm actually quite sad that we
or
didn't.
do you know that for sure?
I'm sad we didn't get to finish. And shout outs to Edith and Zoo, because I met someone who is in the pharmaceutical industry who actually wanted to have the conversation concerning some of the things our vice president talked about, digitalization.
Oh, great. They can come next week.
Yeah, so Edith.
right. So and on that note, would like to bring the show to a close. Thank you very much to my producer, Prince Safo. Thank you to Dennis. Thank you to Abeku for missing Winston's song today. But it's all good. MTN. The show was brought to you by MTN. Choose your own bundle, your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. Just dial *138# and enjoy bundles that don't expire. The show is available on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, and yeah, catch us on Telegram, t.me/JoyGeekSquad. My name is Kobe Spike Nkrumah. Catch you next week for a continuation of this episode. Peace.
My man,